Please adhere to YouTube selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals. Alright, so today I'm going to be wearing a mechanical watch for the first time. When it comes to watches, all I've ever worn are battery-operated ones, like my Casio W218H, my Casio A168, and when I was a kid, I had an analog Lego Star Wars quartz watch as well. But I've never actually worn a mechanical watch before, and so as such I'm very curious to find out just how to operate one for the first time during this video today, and I'm very excited to just wear one in general and find out just how it looks, how it feels on the wrist, and whether I can feel the actual mechanism inside the watch through my wrist or not. I'm not thinking I'm going to be able to, but I don't know anything for sure. I'm looking forward to finding out, to say the least. But what is going to be the first ever mechanical watch that I'll be wearing during this video today? Well, it's going to be a Chinese-made Seagull 1963, which was contributed to the channel by one of y'all. Thank you so much to Raymond Liang for having been kind enough to contribute this watch right here to the channel for me to make a video all about. I really do appreciate it. This is going to be my first ever mechanical watch, of course, as I'm sure one may assume based off of what I've said so far during this video, and I've already taken a look at it a little bit, and it is beautiful, to say the least. Thank you so much once again to Raymond Liang, and he was also kind enough to include a little bit of a note explaining just exactly what the Seagull 1963 actually is. So what is it? Well, according to Raymond Liang, it is a mechanical hand-winding Chinese chronograph. In specific, it is, of course, a Seagull 1963. That is a reissue of the original watch issued to the pilots of the People's Liberation Army Air Force, PLAAF, in 1963. Thank you so much once again to Raymond Liang. That information was insanely helpful, and I am very thankful to have this watch in my possession. But I do suppose, without further ado, I should probably go ahead and get the box the watch came in all opened up. Then after that, I'm thinking I should probably go ahead and show off what the watch itself actually looks like, then go ahead and see if I can figure out how to get it wound up, and then I'm thinking that I should probably set the time and whatnot as well and put it on my wrist and actually wear a mechanical watch, well, for the first time. But as said, first off, we've got to go ahead and get this box all opened up, and we can see there's a little bit of a Chinese on the front of the box. I don't know what that says though, I will acknowledge, but other than that, it is just a black box that has a little bit of foam on the inside. Looks pretty nice if I do say so myself. A nice hard carry case to make sure nothing gets damaged. Let's see if I can go ahead and get these tabs all opened up, if I possibly can. Oh, there's one. I think I might need to use, in all honesty, my knife. These tabs, they're kind of pushed down a little bit far, in all honesty, so I'm just going to use my knife to kind of push them up just a little bit, just so I don't try to bruise my fingertips while getting this all opened up. That would not be a lot of fun, to say the least. And now that I have gotten all these tabs all up just like that, let's go ahead and get this all open. We can see there's some foam up top up here. There is a little extra strap over here. There's also what appears to be a, I guess, watch tool right here. Not exactly sure what it is. But we can also see, of course, that there is a watch inside the box, and it is currently in some bubble wrap. I'm going to go and put that down on the table in front of me, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab this little card out as well. Is there anything that I might want to mention on this card? Let's go ahead and get these out just real quick. There's some Chinese on this side of the card, with it being in English on the other side, which is much appreciated because I do not know how to read Chinese, I will acknowledge. But it just says the way to use the crown, crown in position 1, manual winding. Oh wait, okay, so this is basically just a tutorial on how to use it. That is very helpful, I do say so myself. So, okay. So I need to pull the crown to adjust it, and then crown in position 1 is manual winding. So basically when it's close to the watch, it's manual winding, and when it's out, that's how you adjust the time and whatnot. And then the way to use the chronograph itself, when you hit, let's see, button 1, which is the one at the very top of the watch right there, that starts the chronograph. And then after that, you hit it again to stop it, and then you can reset it to 0, and then it's just saying, reminder, resetting says zeroing must only be carried out after the chronograph has stopped. Okay, very, very, very cool. Alrighty, sweet. Alrighty, that makes sense. Well, hopefully this card comes in handy. I'm thinking it will. And then there's another little bit of a card right here as well, which looks pretty nice if I do say so myself. I'm assuming this says something along the lines of Seagull 1963, although I'm not sure, I will acknowledge. And then we can see on the back of this card, it just actually shows who made the specific watch that I have with me today. There's a variety of producers in China making the Seagull 1963s these days, from what I've heard at least, but the manufacturer who made the watch I have with me is the Hong Kong Sky Timepiece Co. Ltd. And there's a 12-month guarantee. And then I can also just put down what my watch number is, the date of purchase, and my agent. I don't have any information about any of that, besides, I guess, the watch number. But yeah, nice little card nonetheless. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. Let's go ahead and just put these down on the table in front of me. And now I'm thinking I should probably go ahead and get this watch all out of the bubble wrap. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's get it all out. Ooh, just like that. And we can see it comes stock with a very nice sort of, I'd have to say, olive green NATO strap, which looks pretty good in my personal opinion. And that is the watch itself right there. Oh my goodness. It looks so nice. It looks so good. I don't have any like up close like camera angles for this video or anything like that, but just looking at this watch up close, I really do feel like it deserves some up close shots, frankly put. So I'm thinking after this video, I'm gonna have to take some photos of this on wrist, and I'm gonna have to edit them in to the video right here so y'all can see the watch up close and personally. You guys can see all the details and everything like that. But it looks just fantastic. The background for the watch face is very much that of a, I'd have to say, beige. And then there's black for the chronograph going around the very edge. And then for the time itself, it's all in gold. And that is all kind of above the face just a little bit. It's not just printed on by any means. And then there's a little bit of a star, a red star with a gold outline as well. And then under that, it just says Xuan. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. I'll acknowledge. And then under the actual, what's it called? Under the tickers? I feel like there's an actual technical term. There's definitely one. There's definitely a technical term. But below the watch hands, yes, that would be the technical term right there. There is a little bit of Chinese text right there as well, which I have no idea what it says. And we can see on either side, there are some other areas right there. I'm not exactly sure what those are. Maybe that says on the card I got with this. Let's just take a look real quick. Let's see. So it does have a little bit of a thing pointing at it. Just says B, but what is B? I am honestly not sure. It has a more in-depth, it definitely has a more in-depth sort of how-to on this side, but I can't read any of that. So I have no idea, but here we go. So A is the minute register hand, and then B is manual winding, I think. So I'm kind of confused in all honesty. I have no idea what that really means. I think this is like letting you know if you need to manually wind it or not, and this is like the minute or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I'm a little bit confused about that. But let's go ahead and get the plastic wrap all off. Oh my goodness. See, I took a little bit of a look at the watch before this video, I'll acknowledge. But I hadn't taken a look at the behind of the watch, at the back of the watch, and this one has a clear back. Oh man, that's so cool. We're gonna be able to see the mechanicals working and everything like that. I wasn't sure if this one had a clear back. Oh, that is so cool. Let's go and see if I can get this plastic wrap all off though. Oh, just like that. Oh man, there's a little bit more plastic wrap right there. Yo, and it's got a little bit of a dome to it. We can see the pullouts over here. They all have some blue on them. Yo, it looks so good. Oh man, that is gorgeous. I love it, to say the least. Let's see if I can try to show the clear case back just real quick without actually taking the entire band off. And there's a little bit of plastic on the clear case back as well, so I'm gonna go and just get that off just real quick like that. And oh my goodness, that is so cool. That is so cool. The machining, the details, and everything's so small. See, this is my first time ever seeing like a manual watch mechanism in real life. Like, I've seen photos of them online, but this is my first ever time seeing one in real life. Yo. Oh man, that is so cool. And we can see that there are some Chinese characters kind of around the case, which to me at least feels like stainless steel, if I had to guess, at least. Certainly does not feel like a chromed acrylic like most Casio watches that I've used are. Feels very solid, very sturdy, very good quality, to say the least. And the glass doesn't really take to fingerprints at all, which is much appreciated if I do say so myself. I'm not sure if this is mineral glass, or sapphire, I will acknowledge, but I figure it's probably not acrylic. Let me just put it that way. But wow, this just looks so good. The second hand is a red, with the other hands, each and every single other hand, being a sort of blue. Oh, it looks so good, and they're all reflective as well. Yo! Oh man, it looks so good. Well, let's go ahead and see if I can actually wind this up though. But is there anything else I want to cover about the look of this watch? Just real quick, first off, I'm not sure if there is. I think I've covered the look of it fully. It looks fantastic, as we can see. And I've shown you guys the watch back a little bit as well. It looks so good, and there's some colored screws and whatnot. Oh man, it's so pretty. It is so pretty, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Well, I'm thinking it's time for me to go ahead and actually wind this watch. And I'm thinking after that, it's time for me to go and set the time and actually put this on my wrist. So let's go ahead and see if I can actually set the time real quick. I did watch a video on setting the time for this specific watch before this video today, which I feel like was a really good idea to do, because I didn't realize that if you wind a manual winding watch too much, that you can actually break it. I learned that in that video, and I'm very glad I watched the video, because otherwise I might have accidentally broken this watch, and I would have absolutely hated to do that to something that y'all were kind enough to contribute to the channel. But let's go ahead and just start winding it. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Oh, and I can hear ticking now. All right, the buttons work. Reset. Oh, yo. I'm gonna wind it a little bit more. They said like 20, 30 times. I think I'm at like 15 right now. Oh, and I can hear it. I can hear it ticking. Yo. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't wanna break it, so I'm just gonna wind it that much. I think that should be good. So apparently this watch has a 42-hour sort of energy span. They can't say battery span because it's not a battery-operated watch, but when you wind it like roughly 30 times, you're supposed to get around about 40 hours out of it. I'm guessing with the amount I winded it, I'm probably gonna get around 20, 24 hours if I had to guess. Let's go ahead and see if I can set the time real quick though. So I need to pop out the this right here. How do I pop that out? Oh, my fingers just keep slipping. Do I need to... Just trying to figure out how to pop it out. In all honesty, my fingers just keep slipping on it. I don't want to use my knife because I don't want to scratch up the case, but I feel like that would be the easiest way to pop this out. I definitely not using my knife to pop this out. Nope, that's actually a horrible idea. I'm not going to do that. All right. Maybe the tool that came with it is like meant for this? Maybe the tool is meant to help you with this? I'm gonna go ahead and take this tool out. If I can. Get it out. I don't think this is really meant for that, though. I think this is meant for, like, repairs and whatnot. Let's see. Can I figure out how to get this out? Alright. I'm gonna give up on that for the moment. How do I get... How do I get this? I'm struggling a little bit, y'all. How do I pop this out? I really feel like I'm supposed to use like this. Oh, I did pop it out. Okay. Yes, this worked perfectly for that. All right, so it's now popped out. It doesn't pop out nearly as far as I thought it was going to, but it is now popped out. There we go. Let's go ahead and set the time now. So it is currently 4:52 in the afternoon. 4:52. All right. Almost there. 4:52. And there we go. I now have an accurate time set. Well, mostly accurate time. It's probably about a minute behind if I had to guess, but it's mostly accurate. And it's now set. And I can hear it ticking. Wow. Like, I can't really hear it like from a distance. Like, if I'm holding it like that, I'm sure y'all might be able to hear it. But I can't really hear it, but I can hear it ticking if I hold it close up. Let's see. Oh, and there's stuff inside moving. Oh, that's so good. I don't know if you guys can see it, but of course, there's stuff moving on the inside. Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. All right, let's go and put it on. I'm so excited. I've been waiting to put it on for like a week. Oh man. Let's put it on. Let's see how it looks on my wrist. Let's see if I can do this. I've never really used a NATO strap before. I'm just gonna put it down on my pant leg and just pull it tight. There we go. Yo. I think I might want it a little bit tighter. Yo. This is so banger. I watched a little bit of a video on this, just on this watch, just before making this video today. And one of the people did mention that they felt like the NATO strap was a little bit too thick for this watch, and I would not disagree, but either way, it looks fantastic. It looks great. Yo, I'm loving it. I'm loving it, what can I say? I need to wear this watch to McDonald's. I can hear it on my wrist, but I don't feel anything on my wrist. It's not ticking, or I can't feel any sort of vibrations on my wrist or anything like that. Yo. And I can tell it is now 4:55. And my Casio is reading 4:55. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So one of the things I've always been concerned about my watches, oh man, it goes under my sleeves so well as well. But one of the things I've always been concerned about my watches is that they're battery operated. They're battery operated watches. So if I have an electromagnetic pulse, an EMP happen in my local area, my watches are gonna go kaput, and I'm not gonna be able to tell the time anymore. Problem solved. No battery, all mechanical. Problem solved, thanks to one of y'all. Thank you so much once again to Raymond Liang for having me kind of contribute this watch to the channel. It looks fantastic in my personal opinion. I love it very much. I think I might have to look at some metal bands for this watch in the future. I love my watches with metal bands, so I might have to see if I can find some metal bands that match the lug width of this watch, and I might have to get myself one of those in the future and adjust it for me and maybe make a video about that as well. But oh man, it looks so dang good. It works fantastically. You can definitely hear it ticking up close, but when I'm just holding my hands normally, I can't hear nothing. I can't hear nothing. Yo! And it looks fantastic. Let's go ahead and use the chronograph function. And will it reset back to the time it was if I use the chronograph? Huh. Let's... I don't really exactly know what a chronograph really does. It's like a stopwatch, right? So that then resets to 0, and then you can start it again. Okay, so I guess that's if you're like needing to time something or something like that, so you like sync your watches? Is that what a chronograph is for? I imagine so, because it seems like I definitely just synced something right there. So if you're like needing to sync your watches with people, you like hit this. So you hit this button, stops it, you reset to 0, and then I guess you count down to 1, and then you all press at the same time, and then it starts going again. And so I guess you can sync up your watches that way really easily, and that makes a lot of sense from a military perspective when you need to do like different missions and stuff like that. You want your time to be synced up with everybody else, so it makes a lot of sense to use a chronograph. That's really, 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 really dang cool. One thing I'm noticing though, this one is also for seconds, but with the chronograph, it's no longer accurate. So I guess every time you use the chronograph, you have to reset the time every time if you want to. I'm supposing, at least. I'm not exactly sure. Very, very, very cool though. Very, very, very cool. Excuse me. I'm just looking at it. I'm just looking at it. Oh man, it looks so good. And the time it's telling, I would have to say is actually more accurate than it was when I first said it, now that I messed around with the chronograph a little bit. Because I think we're only about 30 seconds off. It's almost 5 o'clock right now, as we can see. And this is at like 5:49, I want to say. So, yeah, I want to say it's only 30 seconds off. When I want to say it was around about a minute off before I messed around with the chronograph. So I'm just going to leave it as is, in all honesty. I'm just going to leave it as is. I don't really know what this one does, what that little area does. Does that start moving if you, like, hit the chronograph? I just want to see it tick over to 12, though. Or see the minute hand tick over. Okay, so the second hand ticks, but the rest of the hands don't really tick very much. Very interesting, very interesting. So the rest of the hands move very slowly and they don't really tick. Whereas the second hand is really the main one ticking. Oh, man. I can't get enough of it, though. I cannot get enough of it. It looks so good. Let me just compare it to my Casio real quick. Let me put that on my wrist as well. Very, very, very different watches, of course. But so dang cool. It looks so good. I like it. I do like it. I am a huge fan, and I am most certainly going to be having to wear this watch, especially during the summer. I'm thinking it's going to be a fantastic summer watch, so I am most certainly going to be having to wear it a little bit more so than not. I think, as said, I might get myself a metal band for it. Because while I like the look of the NATO strap, I don't know. It's just a kind of different texture from the metal that I'm kind of used to. And so I'm kind of thinking I might get myself a metal band for it and see how that looks. If I still prefer the look of the NATO, I'm going to stick with that. But I think I might experiment with a little bit of a metal band. Or maybe before I buy a metal band, I'll put the leather band on and see how that works and see how that feels as well. Always good to try what comes with the watch and whatnot, right? But, oh man, it looks so good. Is there anything else I want to cover? I have now officially worn a mechanical watch for the first time. And I gotta admit, I've never really fully understood the attraction of mechanical watches. Besides from a like prepping perspective. Like having a mechanical watch in your selection, in your collection of watches makes a lot of sense, especially if you're somebody who likes to prepare just in case, you know, something happens, an EMP, something like that, and all of a sudden your battery watches don't work no more kind of thing. It's always good to have a backup, especially if you like to tell time, like I do. I don't like I have to look at my phone all the time to tell time. I like just be able to look at my wrist and not think about getting my phone out of my pocket to look at the time. And that's why I generally wear a watch. And Casio watches, they're cheap, they do their job, they're very accurate for the price. And I find them to be absolutely fantastic as a whole. And they just work. And I really like that. I really like watches that just work and just look good. I never really understood what the attraction to a mechanical watch was until now, in all honesty. I never really got it. I was like, why would I want to wear a mechanical watch or an automatic watch or something like that? I never really got it. I was just like, why not just use a quartz? Why not just use a battery watch? I thought mechanical watches looked really nice, but I didn't really get the attraction to a mechanical watch over like a quartz watch or just a normal battery operated watch or something like that. I thought they were both cool, but equally as cool. Now though, I kind of get why some people prefer mechanical watches. I totally get it. And I'm not sure if I'm really making any sense, but basically, I'm feeling really good right now, not just because I'm wearing a new watch, which is part of the reason why I'm feeling so good right now, but also because, well, right now I'm wearing a very complex mechanism on my wrist that is very highly specific and is extremely complicated for what it is, especially when compared to like a Casio. A Casio is just a battery and a board with a screen. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's very simple. It works. In the modern era, I would argue it makes more sense to own a Casio than a mechanical watch. It's cheaper, less likely to break. If it does break, it's less expensive to fix. Or, hell, you just buy another one. Mechanical watches aren't exactly the cheapest things in the world after all. But I've seen threads online of people talking about the pleasure of wearing a piece of art on your wrist. I've seen threads online of people talking about, like, the pleasure of wearing a piece of insane engineering on your wrist. And I've never really understood it. I've always been a battery watch type of person. You know, I think my mindset has changed a little bit with this experience. I ain't gonna lie, because it just feels really dang cool to be wearing something that is so mechanical on my wrist. It really does feel just so cool. Wow. I like it. Now, of course, I want to clarify, I've always had respect towards manual watches, towards automatic watches, towards mechanical watches as a whole. I've always had respect towards them. I think they're very pretty. So many of them look really cool. And I've always had respect to the engineering of them. But I just never really understood why somebody might choose an automatic watch or a mechanical watch over a battery watch. I think I kind of get it now, though. I do think I kind of get it now. I'm not trying to diss on mechanical watches or automatic watches by any means. I'm just, I guess, trying to say that I never really understood why some people choose one type over another, especially when battery watches just make so much financial sense today. But the pleasure of wearing a complex piece of engineering on your wrist, honestly, is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I was reading, or not reading, sorry, I was watching a podcast with, what was it, James May. James May was on the podcast, and they were talking about electric cars and internal combustion engine cars, which I love internal combustion engines. But he compared electric cars to quartz watches and mechanical watches to internal combustion engines. And I understood what he was saying there at that time. But now I really think I get the point a little bit more. It makes sense. It makes sense. One is a utility tool, and the other is a piece of engineering that has been designed specifically to do what it does and is overly complex in every way, shape, and form, but it does what it needs to do, and it's a work of art. I get the comparison. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. I love it. I love it. And I can say without a doubt that I am a huge fan of this watch, the Seagull 1963. Is there anything else I want to say about it before I end the video? Overall, could I see myself purchasing a mechanical watch for myself in the future? Yeah, it's possible. I could see myself purchasing a mechanical watch in the future. Like, personally, I don't think I can see myself traveling with a mechanical watch. Just one, because they're more expensive than, like, the Casios I wear. Like, if I'm traveling and my watch disappears, I lose it, I don't care. But a mechanical watch, like just wearing it around where I live and stuff like that kind of thing, you know, I could totally see myself doing that. Just having the pleasure of wearing something like that on my wrist, you know, I could absolutely see myself doing that. I think I can say that, yeah. A mechanical watch is probably not something I'd want to travel with or to use as a beater by any means. I certainly would not want to use a mechanical watch as a beater. Unless there's a Rolex. I think that would be hilarious to use a Rolex as a beater. If I found a Rolex for $5 at the thrift shop, would I use it as a beater? Yes, I absolutely would. I think that'd be hilarious to use a Rolex as a beater. I would not spend like $3,000 on a Rolex though. I just wouldn't. I'm not spending that much on watches. But could I see myself getting like a a Seiko automatic watch for like 150, 200 bucks on sale or something like that. You know, if I was really wanting one, yeah. And I've looked at some, what are they called, Seiko 5s in the past, and they're nice. They're sweet. I like them a lot. They look really nice. And I think sometimes they even have sales where they're like 120 bucks. Like if I can find one for 120 bucks, it will be very tempting to purchase one, frankly put. This is so nice though. I love it. And I am most certainly going to be wearing this watch a lot in the future. It looks just so good. Oh man. Yeah, I get the attraction of mechanical watches now. I do. Well, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say for this video today. I wasn't really exactly sure where this video was going to go. In all honesty, I wanted to make a video about this mechanical watch, and I wanted to make a video where I was wearing this mechanical watch for the first time, but I wasn't exactly sure really where this video was going to go besides me just wearing it. This has been a much more in-depth and thought-provoking experience than not, though. It's just a watch. It's just a watch, though. But just how different these two watches are. One is a fine-tuned piece of machinery and the other is a board, a screen, and a battery. I love both of them, but for different reasons. They're both great watches, but they both fit different niches for me. And I think they both look great. I like them both, to say the least. No complaints on my behalf. Thank you so much, once again, for the watch. Thank you so much once again for your contribution to the channel. Raymond Liang, I really, really, really do appreciate your contribution to the channel. Thank you so much, my man. I hope you're enjoying this video. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. And I hope you're having a great day as well. Appreciate your contribution, my man. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. Thank you so much for watching this video where I wore a mechanical watch for the first time. Still wearing it right now. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to, well, like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my other channels, all in the description down below. Go check them all out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Till the next one, stay safe in peace and have a great one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?